beautiful beings of light. I hope you all are well. I am here today with a channeled energy report for our new moon in Aries, So, today is the 11th, and we have a new moon tonight, depending on where you're at, the 11th/12th. And the moon is a new moon. So with a new moon energy, typically we are setting intentions. So we are transmuting lower vibrational cords and tethers from the past, and we are tapping in to new energies. So this is a perfect time for transmutation and for alchemizing energies that we have that we may have been stubbornly corded into in the past. This new moon is exceptionally powerful, and I'm really excited to be doing this energy report today. We have the moon moving into Aries. We also have the sun in Aries, the moon moving into Aries, Venus, Chiron, and Mercury all in Aries right now. So what does this mean for us? Well, if you remember from my last couple energy reports, we started with this equinox energy, March 20, in the March 20th area, time's fluid. So around that time period. And this equinox pushed us into our fourth dimensional template, and into a 0 point of our fourth dimensional template. And directly after that, we were going through this kind of dissolving of any remnants of the old reality. So I had done that reading entitled Wolves Without Teeth. So we had kind of, these past energies, these kind of karmic energies, these energies that we had dealt with previously from a third dimensional template kind of pop back up again to see how we were going to handle them. In reality, we were just closing out the cycle, and as long as we stayed strong in our dominant resonant frequency, we had already reached the 0 point of our fourth dimensional template. So that's why they were called the wolves without teeth, because they really didn't have any kind of, energetic power behind them. They weren't really corded in. It was just the splitting off from, the kind of splitting off from the 3D to the 4D template. And then after that, we moved into this energy a week ago exactly, with Easter and renewal and resurrection. So at that point, Spirit, my team in Spirit had guided me that we were now in a place where we were beginning to take action from a space of neutrality, and where many of us were going to be pushed into our roles and our missions, specifically as it revolved around activism, or anything that we were feeling very passionate about in our realities. But we weren't doing that from a 3D space. We were now doing that from a 4D space. And what that meant was that we were shining the light of awareness on these issues, but we were still remaining in neutrality, and we were remaining in self-love, and we were remaining in the belief that our world is taking care of us. And we were continuing to align with our new fourth dimensional templates. Well, now we've reached a space where, Aries being the first sign in the zodiac, and all of these energies lining up in Aries, where we are now really beginning to solidify these fourth dimensional templates. And we are getting this huge, huge energetic push. So if you have been feeling, very heavy and dense with these energies that have been coming up lately, I know some of you have been, really struggling with your realities. You are going to feel this, this new energy, if you weren't already getting a push from these, resurrection energies, you're definitely going to be feeling this, this surge, the title they gave me was A Huge Surge and Shape Shifting Our Reality. So, what that meant for us, you guys know I'm going to be looking at my notes, so just kind of bear with me. So new moon, new intentions. We're going to have a lot of fresh starts, a lot of creative opportunity. Aries is a very fiery energy, and it goes right in alignment. This is all, divinely orchestrated. So, Aries we typically think of as fiery and, owning activism. It's creative, it's constructive. It can be impulsive, but what they're basically saying is for the lower vibrational aspects that we typically see with Aries, this is going to be an opportunity now to handle that from our new fourth dimensional template. So where we may have felt, angry in the past, and we still may feel angry now, we're going to be learning to transmute that anger into passion and activism, and we're going to begin to create constructive change. We're going to take our impulse, and instead of it being impulsive in a negative way, we're going to be taking that and transmuting and alchemizing that into inspiration, into urge, and we're going to be learning to follow that urge. So it really is going to be a this like surge of electric energy, and we have the opportunity with this new fourth dimensional reality to handle this opportunity in a way that's different, in a way that's unique. It's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. So we're really going to see the templates changing, where we may have experienced it previously as something difficult in our realities. We're now going to be able to view that from a space of creativity, from a space of inspiration, from a space of transmutation, and from a space of alchemizing those templates. So that's really exciting. The other thing that they've explained is, we were kind of, closing out or de-emphasizing these energies that were coming up. And with that, it's kind of been calling, and I know I've really felt this week, to get back into our own energy so that we can be in a space of neutrality, and to begin to refine our focus. Okay, we're going to be experiencing these huge electrical surges of energy. We're going to be getting this energetic boost, to this push forward, okay, into this new beginning, into this fourth dimensional template. And so the universal energies, the planetary energies, the cords and tethers are really supporting that right now. Okay, it's really asking us to move into a space of action, to move into a space of activation, to move into these these new, more aligned energies for the template that we're creating. But because we are getting this push and this surge, we may be a little bit ungrounded. So in order to balance that out, what's being asked of us is to get into our own energy first, refine our focus. We may be, looking at ways to really kind of create a container around our scheduling. So for myself, this started a couple weeks ago, but I was kind of like struggling with this new kind of like writing schedule I have for myself, and getting up earlier to do my energy work, and just kind of creating a container around that. But then I found, as this last week came online, and I typically feel these energies about a week or so before the rest of the collective does. And I think a lot of us that are grid holders, grid keepers, light workers, we tend to be a little bit ahead of the curve because we're pulling and we're magnetizing everyone else to where we're at. I began to really feel this need to withdraw from even just like, getting on social media or becoming scattered, because I was noticing that, even in these brief little moments, I could just go off, into this, thought stream and then into this thought stream. And it was really beginning to scatter my energy, which was then, kind of reducing my ability to be, as effective as I was wanting to be. So I found the need to kind of like rein that in and, become a little bit more mindful about how I was utilizing the time, and more importantly, how was I harnessing and utilizing the energies that were being presented to us. And so that became easier for me, and I'm feeling really good about this new schedule that I put into place to do my energy work and to do my scripting and to write the book. And so I think we're all going to be experiencing that. And from what I've, what I've spoken to many of you about is also this, need to kind of get into your own energy, get into a space of neutrality, ground yourself, create a container around your time management and around your scheduling. And so this new moon energy is really going to lend itself to that. And it's going to be a necessity, actually, because with all of this energy coming down, all of this upgrade of our cords and tethers, we could become, very scattered. So definitely we'll need to be grounding and creating container and, getting into our own energy. The other thing that they've explained is with the surge of energy and the transmutation of our cords and tethers, we're going to be feeling a lot of energy moving down from our pillar of light and moving through our crown chakra. And if our energy centers are not balanced, if we're not actively working on balancing our energy centers, that we can begin to feel that in our head, our neck, and our shoulders. So if you are experiencing headache, if you're experiencing neck, and upper back and shoulder pain, then that may be, an indicator of the fact that you need to do some work on pulling the energy down all the way through your pillar of light, your energy centers, and into the ground. And even with as much work as I've been doing on that, I've really been I felt kind of prepared and have been working on these exercises, moving the energy down and moving the energy up. I still, woke up with intense energy, in the kind of like in the back of my head and neck this morning. So definitely that's something that you'll, want to work on and keep an eye on as well. Yeah, the amplified energies, a huge surge in our energetic bodies. We're going to be feeling this need to communicate and collaborate and co-create. And I'm definitely feeling that as well. And all of this, what they're saying is, okay, so what all of this at the end of the day means is that we're getting back into our own energy. We're creating a container around our the way that we're moving through our 4D reality. And this is really to begin to take inspired action, okay, from a place of instinct, from a place of urge, from a place of intuition. And that is going to be the template that we're now creating in our new fourth dimensional reality. It's going to be about following your excitement, following your urge, really getting in touch with your intuition, your energy, where you're being inspired to take action. And if we are taking action from a space of inspiration. That is now leading us to these huge abilities to more instantly manifest. So this inspired action is leading to greater manifestation abilities. And I actually experienced that just a few days ago. So you guys know that I told you, I've been so excited. Last summer, I got on a bike for the first time, after like 20 years and, moving from a space of, wheelchair to walker to cane to now, being able to get on a bike, albeit not very far. And, I'm still, shifting into this identity where I'm, becoming more mobile. It's still very exciting. And the bike that I had was a vintage cruiser, which was lovely. And, I really enjoyed it, but it, wasn't lending itself, for me to be having, a pain-free ride. And I want to be able to, one of the, things I'm aligning to for these summer months is to be able to get on and ride, without pain and to ride a greater distance. So I definitely had been, aligning to that, over the last several months, and definitely, as I'm feeling this spring energy, there's a growing excitement about being able to do that. But, our budget right now is, we have a certain budget on the things that, I want to be able to, purchase and use. And I didn't want to spend a lot on a new bike. Well, right now, bikes are very difficult to get a hold of. They're very expensive. And even secondhand, they seem to be more expensive than, retail bicycles. So we had gone to this, secondhand bike store that we found. We were really excited about it. We liked their template. They do a lot with kids and repurposing, and we do a lot of repurposing. We've actually, been remodeling our entire home over the last 4 years, all from found items and repurposed items, and, mid-century modern thrift finds and things like that. So it's a big part of, the template that we've created for the way that we, move through reality. So we wanted to be able to support that. And there was many bikes in there, but, there just wasn't my bike in there. And we did find a bike for my partner, and he was, oh my gosh, over the moon about his bike, and we were able to get that for a fraction of what the cost would have been. So that was a big score, but there just wasn't anything in there for me. I mean, I could have, obviously found something, but you guys all know from a reality creation standpoint, if it's not yours, then, there's no rush because one will come to you. So I just kind of let it go. And I wasn't very, wasn't really thinking about it. I just knew that a bike would come, would come into my reality. And, so my partner woke me up and said, I was up all night looking for bikes, and I think I found one, and it's, half off, and it's got all the bells and whistles and all the things that, would make it safe and comfortable for you to ride. And even though it was half off, it was still, they still wanted like $200 for it. And this was like a $400 bike. And so I thought, well, that's, still a wonderful price, but it's still just not, what I was envisioning. And so I just kind of like, meh, I guess it's okay. I went on with my day and everything. And my son and I went and did our aqua therapy at the Y and came back, and he realized that he had forgotten his iPad in his dad's car. And so essentially, long story short, it necessitated us having to drive all the way back into town. And the location that he had found this bicycle at was literally around the corner. So I took that as a sign that, we should probably go check this bike out. So we get there, and there really was no one around to help us, and there were no bikes out, period, end of story. I eventually found someone, and real nice kid, and he said, there's nothing back there because our system has been completely screwed up since COVID, and I'll go check for you, but there isn't going to be anything. I'm really sorry. And I said to him, you know what? If this is my bike and it's destined for me and it has my name on it in effect, it's going to be back there and it's going to be the first one you find. And he said, well, why don't you pull it up and, I'll take a picture of it so I know what I'm looking for. So I pull up the bike and he goes back and I look down and I literally see the window with the price of this bike shift from $200 to $49. Now, mind you, this is a $400 bike. And I'm standing there and he comes back in like a minute and he has a dolly cart with the box of the bike on it. And he is shocked. He was like, I can't believe this. It was the first one back there. And it's the only one back there. And I don't know how it got back there because it wasn't there before. And I said, well, I told you, if this was my bike, that it would be back there. And I said to him, so this is the price that's listed. Are you guys going to honor that? And he said, well, yeah, this is a price match. So if that's the price listed, then that's the price we have to sell it to you for. So I'm going to take a picture and I will, when I edit, then I will post this, but I ended up getting an amazing bike that fit all of my needs. And it's retails even secondhand for more than $400. And I, manifested this bike for $49. So, our manifestation abilities are on fire. I told you guys this would be happening, and now I'm beginning to see this really move into our reality. And it's nothing that I, had to really work on. I didn't have to visualize it. I didn't have to script about it. I just kept, the idea in mind. I aligned to the reality where I would be riding a bike that was comfortable and pain-free for me, and I wouldn't have to pay an exorbitant amount for it. And that's what happened. So I hope that gives you guys some inspiration on, the kind of energies that are available to us right now, because we really are getting this huge, amazing, energetic push. And I know that you guys are feeling it too. It's new beginnings. It's fresh starts. It's, the ability to really repair our, personal relationships. It's learning to handle difficult emotions in a neutral way. And so it feels really exciting. And it does feel like a lot. I can even feel right now in this video, I'm speaking a lot faster. I'm channeling a lot faster. The information's coming through and it just is, it's very quick. And so the only kind of, warning I would give you in all of this is make sure to ground, make sure to work on your energy centers, make sure to create a container around your schedule and really use this energy to solidify the template that you want moving all the way into, October of next year. No, October of this year is when we will have another new moon in Aries. Now, Aries is the beginning of the astrological season. We have all of these energies in Aries. And so this is kind of like our new year. We had this 0 point at the equinox, and now we're moving, now we're trucking. So I even channeled a song. I will link that in the description box below. And that is Ready by Codaline. And essentially that says, I'm ready for it all. And that is exactly what this energy feels like. And you will begin to see your reality shape shifting around you if you can just ride with it, if you can just flow with it and stay grounded at the same time. So again, it's that whole balancing act with the autonomic nervous system. But I know we're going to do it. May 11th is our next new moon. And at that point in time, it moves into Taurus. So we're going to be kind of grounding down from there. So this is kind of like the peak of it. It's, going to feel refreshing and exciting, even though at the same time we're pulling back. We're pulling back, from from maybe being on social media as much, or pulling back from our energies being kind of scattered. Even though we're pulling back, we're still amping up, we're still amplifying our 4D reality, our physical reality. So I hope this helps someone out there. If I have time in my schedule, I am going to put a part 2 with just a quick energy check-in from a quantum tarot perspective, because I love to tap into these energies and see what they have to say. So love, light, and blessings to all of you. I'm sending you all big, 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 big love. Bye.
Just wanted to say I love ya. Sally loves ya.